Is being selfish a bad thing? Can you focus on what you want in life and still be a good person? Stay tuned to this episode because we're going to talk about those exact things. Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast. My name is Henry Lawrence, and I'm so excited to have each and every one of you here because we're going to talk about taking our power back. Using the power of focus on ourselves so that we can move forward and love our life. Make sure to stay tuned to the very end because we're going to take a deep, healing, meditative breath to help us align on this message and move forward throughout the day. So what you put your energy on, what you focus on, where you point the finger is where the power goes. So wherever you are in your life, if you compare yourself to something, if you are looking at something external, you are giving away your power. That's why becoming selfish in a certain matter with purpose is a good thing. You see, there's a calling in you. There's a dream, an inspiration, and it may seem like it's far gone. Maybe you had it when you were a kid growing up, or maybe you truly never knew. But there's a purpose within you, and this purpose isn't just for you to achieve, it's for you to become, because when you become something, your energy becomes in it. And when you become something of love, of light, of joy, of healing, of forgiveness, of expansion, when you become something of that, you are that rising tide. You uplift the world with your energy. So learning how to focus on yourself is so important. It's why they say that comparison is the thief of joy. Because you're putting the energy into something else that's not you and you're taking away from you. Everyone has a choice, and it's a choice on perspective. You can take the perspective that your life is as it is, and it's difficult, it's hard, and it's not fair, and everyone has a different version of that because everyone goes through different things, but you can make that choice that that's your truth. And it will be reinforced by the universe because that's the choice, that's the focus you're putting it in. Or you could take this powerful, very selfish way of thinking. It's almost putting yourself at the center of the universe, but the end goal is to give yourself away, meaning what you create every single day is a gift to the world, not because they're lucky to have you, but because you are serving them. You are serving things because you're looking to be the most loving, the most joyful, the most powerful version of you so that others can have that as well. What if right now you woke up? What if you'd been asleep all your life, and it doesn't matter how old you're right now, whether you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, if right now you woke up, your mind, your soul, your spirit just woke up in you. It didn't matter what the past was because it wasn't you. It wasn't truly you. Your higher self woke up at this exact moment. What if that happened? The only thing that you would have to compete against, the only thing that you would have to go against is yourself. There is no external competition. It's truly you learning to become the best version of you, the most loving version of you, the most giving version of you. That is all it is. This body has limitations and it has certain abilities different from others. The way it's geared is almost a filter into which you would experience the world. So the problems, the heartaches, the struggles that you face are uniquely focused to give you a unique experience. And when you have that experience, it's for you to decide, am I going to give love to the other end of this? Am I going to give joy to the other end of this? Am I going to give peace, or am I going to give anger, hatred, lack, depression? Like, what energy am I going to give in every moment that I'm awake now that I'm awake? If you're not in the shape that you wanted to be in, meaning you're not healthy in the way you'd like to be, wake up right now. Take the guilt, the shame, the blame, the everything from the past and decide right now I'm awake and it's me competing against this life that I've created. And it's not competing it that you have to beat it. It's competing it to become something. And so when you start focusing on what you can be, when you start focusing on the higher version of yourself, the vision will come. It's why I create a perfect day. When I'm working with people, this is what I tell them to do. I say, create your perfect day. It could be 6 months, a year, to 10 years, to 20 years, to 30 years. The perfect day. It's a start into daydreaming and receiving and focusing on something for yourself. And a lot of times we use physical things to get us there. We might think of a nice house. We might think of a high bank account. We might think of all these things. We use these things that seem good to get us going. And then once you create this perfect day, you think, well, who would have this life? And then you start building I am statements around them. Maybe they're I am wealthy and I receive millions all the time. Maybe it's loving. I am love and I operate in my highest authority. Maybe it's joy. I am joy and I operate in love and light. Whatever it is, you create these I am statements that the person that would have that lives in that life, and then you adopt them to yourself. That's selfish because you're focusing on you. And so you bring those within you and you start living a pattern of saying those I am statements, competing against the life that you're experiencing, meaning that's the game you're in, that's the experience you're in, and your only job is to do the best to your ability then. It's not to do what was better than someone else. If you want to be a basketball player, it's not about being the best basketball player that's ever played. It's about being the best basketball player that you could ever be. It's not about being the best human that's ever lived. It's about being the best Henry that could ever be. The best you that you could ever be. Because that's where the fulfillment is going to come from. Because if you look at me and you look at what I do and your only goal is to beat me, then you will always be empty because you gave me your life. Your whole life was focused on me instead of being focused on you. And then you missed your entire experience. Now, the thing is, that's even not a wrong experience, but it's not an experience we actually desire because you're living absent of you. You are meaningful. Your life, your persona, your being is meaningful. And so when you give it to someone else, you're taking away the meaning from self. Now, we're all connected to this universe, so to the higher universal intelligence or whatever you want to call it. Of course, it's all in the flow of things. But what about your growth that you can have? What about your healing that you can have? What about your joy that you can have? That's the you that I want to experience. I want to experience the you that knows every time they lay their head down and go to sleep, I was the best me today. I was the me that I want to be. I was the me that I'm proud to be. I was the me that I'm called to be. That's the selfish people I want to be around because I want to be that way too. Because I know when I'm the best me, you benefit. When I'm the best me, that means when we interact, when you're around me, it will cause reflection. And when you reflect, you will reflect on the areas that I strive to be the best in, whether that's a mindset thing, a reflection thing, a love thing, a patience thing, a joy thing. You would then reflect and apply those to your life. And you'd apply them to your life in a way that fits for you, and then you would expand in creating this amazing life for yourself. That's where I believe true change happens. Nobody can become control of the world. Like nobody can rule the world and grow it. You could only rule the world and limit it to yourself. If we want to create heaven on earth, if we want to create something that's never existed before, it has to be about energetic alignment and raising. So you become the best version of yourself, which means you're waking up and giving the best version of yourself away every single day. To your neighbors, your friends, your family members. If they experiencing you, they are receiving something so positive, so loving, so joy that it electrics them up. It like charges them up so they have this grand experience. If we all did that, if we all woke up trying to be the best version of ourselves and give that version away, this world would be incredible. So be selfish because you can. The hard part is some people may not like it. Some people might judge you for it. Some people might not even like you anymore. But that's their choice. Because when you start to become something that you desire to be, you reflect to them and they have to make a choice. And they will see the lack within them. And so it's easier to point the finger and say you're bad, you're doing something wrong, you're hurtful, than point that finger back and give themselves the power and reflect. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath. And when you breathe into self. As you breathe in, just visualize the universe, everything just focusing on you. And when you hold your breath, allow yourself permission. Allow yourself permission to listen to your higher self. Now, you know it's your higher self when it leads with love, when it leads with helping others, and it's giving. There should never be taking, If it's love and giving, you know you're in the right alignment because there's infinite energy in the love energy. You don't need to take from anyone. It's completely abundant. So that's how you know. So when you breathe in, allow everything to focus on you. Then as you hold your breath, allow yourself to receive that loving message that's meant directly to you. It could be, Henry, I believe in you. It could be, Henry, rise up. It could be, Henry, don't be scared. Whatever it is, when you hear it, hear your name and let that energy talk to you. And then as you exhale, allow everything that doesn't resonate to leave you. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. It's a ladder we're climbing on the way up. One step up. When you move that one hand up and that one foot up as you try to climb the ladder, that is learning. That is bringing the stuff within you. When you go to move the other arm up to climb, that is giving. You cannot move forward unless you learn to get in flow state. That means receiving and giving, receiving and giving. That's the type of selfishness that is powerful. It's time to wake up and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a different perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single message, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It'll keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.